everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome to Zen Mondays. My name is Stephanie. I am an empowerment coach, an energy healer, and I am so excited to be here in Zen Mondays. If you see me going back and forth, I am live both on Instagram and Facebook. So good to see you, Angela. Hello, everybody. I was just, setting the mood with a little jam. So good. This is gonna be such a good one today. All right, let me turn this down so I don't get too distracted. But welcome. So tonight's topic I am really excited to talk to you guys about, and it's all about riding the wave of every single moment throughout the day. So I know it sounds like out there, but I'm going to break it down, and it's something that I've been practicing lately. And if you've been joining me for Zen Mondays, you know that I love to talk about the things that I'm practicing. Sometimes I talk about the things that I have mastered, I guess, in a lot of ways, but I think there's such sweetness when you are sharing the journey with people that are going through the same thing. So it doesn't feel like it's such a hard reach, but we can almost tap into the consciousness together and say, like, yes, we can do this. Like, this is possible. So let's begin. I just want to take a quick breath and get everybody centered. Quick breath, inhale through your nose. Exhale all the way out. Whether you're getting home for work or you're maybe getting your day started, we are here. It's going to be about 15-20 minutes, and it's really a moment of self-care. So it's a moment to take a time to chill, decompress, focus on yourself, focus on your growth, and really take the time to slow everything down. So what I want to talk about today is the concept that nothing in life is permanent. Nothing is going to last forever. Everything is constantly shifting. So when we bring it back to our thoughts, it's how do you find peace in every moment of the day? So every moment of every day, instead of thinking like a whole day, I want you to think about shrinking it down to every thought. And every thought is about 60 seconds at the most. So if you think about throughout the day, you have like 86,000 seconds, give or take. So you have 86,000 times that you get to choose the thought that you want to focus on. So you get to choose the thought. It's like we live in times right now that everything is so chaotic, whether you're from here. I have family, some of you may know this. I have family in Venezuela. I'm half Venezuelan, and that's another thing that could take me out, and I could choose to focus on that chaos that's going on over there, or I can also focus and choose on what's going on in my life right now. So that's what I want to talk about today. It's how do you get to choose what you are focusing on? How do you get to choose your thoughts instead of allowing those thoughts to take you on a journey that by the end of the day, it can be exhausting, it can be stressful, it can lead to overeating or drinking or whatever other ways we choose to do that are going to numb us. So I want you to picture your feelings and your thoughts as a wave that you are riding on. So that wave that you are riding, it can be a riding of misery. It can be a riding of happiness. It can be whatever riding do you want. So when you kind of get your thought and you're like, all right, this is a wave that I'm riding, it becomes so much softer. Because sometimes in our thoughts, it's like, oh my God, this is the thought that I have in mind. Where you think about it as a wave, you're like, I'm just riding a wave. I'm going to ride the wave today. So I'm going to give you an example of this morning and how I put to practice what I'm showing you, teaching you. So I woke up this morning having such an uncomfortable dream. I wouldn't say it was a nightmare, but it was a pretty uncomfortable dream to the point that I woke up and I was still a little bit shaking up by it. I don't know if anybody here can relate to that, but you wake up and you're just like, right? Then I had set my alarm to wake up at 6:30 because I wanted to get certain things done today. I didn't get out of bed until 9:30 this morning. So already those two things, uncomfortable dream, I got out of bed 3 hours after I had originally planned. I'm like, this is the recipe for a shit Monday. Like already I'm like, this is not gonna be good. So then I was like, all right, how can I ride this wave that I'm practicing? So next up, I had signed up for a class at yoga at 10:30. I had already committed. So when I thought about this class, initially I had resistance. But then I thought, I find when I was riding the wave of these thoughts, I actually found comfort in my own commitment. I said, I'm going to this yoga class. So I was like, oh, even though I have resistance in this wave that I'm riding, I found some comfort in my own commitment of going to this class. So I was like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this class and then we'll see what the day. So I get ready. I'm on my way to yoga. On my way to yoga, I'm like, okay, how can I continue riding this wave? How do I focus on the things that are going to bring me happiness instead of focusing on the fact that I had a terrible dream and focusing on the fact that I woke up 3 hours later that I wanted to wake up. So as I'm walking, you guys, I'm like, okay, walking, I see the sun. I'm like, okay, the sun is beautiful. This feels good. Part of the wave. How else can I ride it? I look across and then I was like, I feel like the breeze coming into my face as I'm looking for the flowers. I'm like, okay, this feels good. So do you see how you start stacking these thoughts as you're riding this wave? Then I was able to think about my bed this morning. I'm like, oh, my bed was so cozy this morning. Okay, this feels good. Then I was like, okay, what else? Because now I just want to continue feeling and riding this wave of abundance, of gratitude, of the things that I have in my life. So what else is going on? So then I was like, okay, I got to lay on my husband's arm this morning and he's always so warm in the morning. I'm like, okay, this also feels wonderful. So it's probably like less than a 10-minute walk from where I live to the studio that I go to. But I took advantage of every single minute to continue finding the gratitude in my day. There was this lady that was passing by and she gave me the biggest smile, which I don't want to say it never happens in New York City, but it doesn't happen as often as you would imagine. So this lady gives me this beautiful smile and I'm like, okay, that feels good. So another wave. So my wave is getting bigger as I'm feeling more grateful about the day. So from the morning, and it was probably like a 45-minute shift from when I woke up to I was going to yoga. I woke up in a bad mood. I chose what I wanted to focus on, and little by little, the universe kept bringing me more into that. Right before I got to the yoga studio, I saw a dog walker, and he probably had like 5, 6, 7 dogs. They were so cute, so I was like, okay, this works. So I loved it because by the time I got there, I had so many little moments of appreciation because I chose to appreciate those moments. If I would have stayed in my head of, I have a terrible dream, I woke up late, I feel like I'm behind the ball, I guaranteed you I would have stepped on shit on the way to yoga. A lady would have, I don't know, gave me a dirty look. I would have felt like crap. And by the time I got there, I would have been like, Monday sucks. So my whole point of today is think of your thoughts as a wave and decide every time, what wave do I want to ride on? Do I want to ride on the wave of misery and chaos? Or do I want to ride on the wave of gratitude and abundance and love? I know at the beginning, it's almost easier to ride on the wave of chaos because it's so much easier for us to complain. Like, if we are real for 1 second, it's so much easier to complain because you get to be the victim and you get to get others to take care of you and be like, oh man, that sucks. You had a terrible dream. Like I woke up this morning and I was like, oh babe, I had a terrible dream. And he's like, what was it? In that moment, I was like, if I tell him all the story about the dream, it's going to add more energy to that momentum. I don't want to do that. So I just said, I was like, oh, you know what? It was really uncomfortable, but I'm sure I'm going to get better. Because that already took away from the energy of the dream, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to neutralize the energy of the dream. I could have told him, and then I could have called my sister and complained to her about the dream. And then by noon comes, and I've told 5 people about that dream, that energy would have kept increasing and increasing and gotten bigger, which is exactly the opposite of how I chose to spend my Monday. So now you know how my day was. Now you know how I chose to shift the energy and ride the wave. So we are responsible for each of our thoughts. So I want you to think about that wave as you're breaking down the thought. Instead of thinking like, I have one thought that's going to last 16, 18, 20 hours today. It's like I just have a thought that lasts 60 seconds. And we are each responsible to say, do I want to continue focusing on this thought or do I want to shift the thought? So going back to what I started today, talking about riding the wave of your thoughts. Every thought you have has the support to allow you to get on to the next thought. So I'm going to say that again. Every thought that you have has the support to take you on to the next thought. So how can you find comfort in each thought? Because you already have the support, which means you already have the comfort in those thoughts. So if you have a thought that's really uncomfortable, there is something of comfort in there that allows you to go to the next thought. It's your responsibility to find that comfort because you want to find the stability within the wobbleness. You feel wobbly in your thought. How do you find the comfort? So I felt wobbly when I woke up. I was responsible to find my stability within that wobble. The stability was yoga. And it wasn't even a yoga class because I didn't even want to go to yoga class. My comfort was the commitment. I made a commitment to go to yoga. Okay, that brought me comfort. Therefore, I got my ass and I went to yoga. I couldn't even think as far as yoga because I didn't even want to go to yoga. But I thought, you know what? I made a commitment. That feels good. That's my comfort. I'm going to go. So I hope that helps in breaking down each thought and how you're going to find comfort in your thought. And then it feels so powerful to say, I choose what I focus on. I get to focus on the chaos in my life, which every single one of us has chaos. Whether they choose to show it on Instagram or not, or social media, we are each carrying a cross. Every single one of us. Do not doubt that every single person you come in contact with, they are carrying their own cross. Now, if they come across somebody that you see me and they're like, oh my God, she has so much energy. And yes, I probably tend to be more hopeful than maybe a lot of people, but I choose to focus on the things that are working out for me. You have that same power of choice. What do you get to focus on? What do you choose to focus on? And the beautiful thing, my friends, is the more you train your mind to focus on what's working, on what's positive, on what's abundant in your life, the more you're reprogramming your mind to say, guess what, mind? Today and every day, I want you to focus on what's working. I want you to focus on the smile of the people around me, the dog walkers around me, the comfort of my sheets, the comfort of my home, whatever it is. Otherwise, you are programming your mind every single day to focus on what's not working, on the chaos, on the misery, on the sadness. That is completely an internal thought. So, I've never been to India, but I was talking to a friend that went to India and she was saying, because what they say of India, it's a very poor country. There's not a lot. And she's like, Steph, the people that I came in contact with that literally had nothing. They were living in a little hut in the middle of nowhere, had the biggest smiles in their faces. Because it's a culture that focuses on what they have instead of focusing on the lack of what they don't have. So no matter where you live and what your situation is, you have the example of India where they literally have nothing. 95% of the country has nothing. And from what I've heard, I've never been, but they have the biggest smiles on their faces because they've trained themselves to look for the positive every single aspect of their lives. So last thing I want to leave you with is nothing lasts forever. And I say that in the most divine way possible. Your thoughts are not going to last forever. So if you have a crappy thought, it's only going to last a few seconds until it shifts. Just like if you have a happy thought, it's only going to last a few seconds until it shifts. So instead of focusing on, I need to be perfect, my thoughts need to be perfect. No, I just need to focus on right now and knowing that it's going to shift. So if you learn to focus that everything is, nothing is going to last forever, everything is constantly shifting, you can find comfort and support through the shifts. So no matter what the day brings, whether it's somebody flicking you off or whether it's somebody smiling at you, you have the next smile around the corner. You have the next somebody's going to flicking you off in the next corner. What I'm saying, it doesn't matter. You get to pick, and you know that nothing is going to last, which is beautiful because that means that things are constantly shifting, which is beautiful because that means you get to choose what you're looking for in the next moment that shifts. So beautiful. I am personally so touched by this message that's completely channeled, and I hope that it allows you to find the comfort that you were seeking throughout your days. Break it into 86,000 tiny pieces. And how amazing it is that to know that you have 86,000 times throughout the day to refocus, to reshift, and to recommit to your own wellness. I hope that helped. Do you guys have any questions? I know that I have a few people online, which I love so much. So I'm happy to take any questions, any thoughts, anything that resonated with you. I will give you some time. And as you're thinking of your thoughts and your questions, I will post this. I post this on my YouTube every Thursday. So if you're not part of my newsletter list, send me a DM or a little comment. I'll add you to my newsletters. I send them out every single Wednesday, and I always include a tip or something that I don't include live, so it's wonderful. Also, if you are in New York City, I am doing an angel card reading on March 19th at the Freehand Hotel. I have it, the link on my website under events, or you can buy it and we can do angel readings. It's 20 minutes. It's so beautiful. So I don't see questions, which is beautiful. If you have any questions, send me a note, send me a DM, reach out. I am here to help. I am here to serve you. Also, I am taking on new clients for coaching, private coaching clients. So if this is something that your intuition is calling you to do, I mainly work with people that feel stuck, that feel like they want to make a decision or they're in the middle of a transition and they don't know how to get from point A to point B. Reach out, let me know. Or if you know somebody, this is what I do, this is what I love to do. I also do energy healings. So anything around shifting the energy, chakra balancing, angel readings. You can find that all on my website under Work With Me section. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up. You bring so much beautiful energy into my life, and I hope you are getting so much out of this. Thank you for your support. I love you guys so very much. And like I always say, continuing following your joy. This week, follow your intuition. Follow what feels good and just allow yourself to continue following that ripple effect of joy and really spreading within your community and within yourself. So happy Monday, happy week, have a wonderful week. Reach out if you need me, and I will be back next Monday live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you have any thoughts or comments on what you want me to talk about, let me know. I am always happy to take any comments, any thoughts, and why not? Let's do this beautiful collaboration together. So I love you guys so much. Happy Monday, happy week, and I will see you online, wherever. Take care. Take it easy.